My name is Michael Daish. I'm responsible for the sales and marketing for Summit Technology.
Welcome. In the next few minutes we're going to review the main features of the POWERSIGHT Manager software for the PC. This is the main screen for POWERSIGHT Manager software. The latest version of the software is always indicated here at the top. And you can go to our website at any time at www.powersight.com and download the latest version. This software is free of any license restrictions and free to download. If you need to share Power Studies and log files with others, colleagues, other collaborators, they can download the software too, and you can all share files much more freely and collaborate much more easily. This software works with all models of POWERSIGHT Analyzer, the Power Logger, and the Energy Analyzer, and the Power Quality Analyzer. When connected to a power meter, you have information here on your firmware and hardware level and the status of your warranty. You may need this information when you call us for any technical support. On the main panel we have buttons to control and set up POWERSIGHT meters. We have buttons to download and receive data either from the meter directly by serial or Bluetooth or from an SD memory card. And then here we have buttons for reviewing, analyzing logs, graphs, power disturbance events, etc. To create reports, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, this allows us to bring up the report writer to document the results of a power study. This button here is for the optional high frequency noise option for the Power Quality Analyzer. More information on our website at www.powersight.com. Let's take a look at some of the real-time functions. At the beginning of any monitoring session or data logging or other power study, it's a good idea to check your connections and check your signals before we leave the monitor behind. The remote control button brings up a mimic of the front panel, and you can think of this like a multimeter where you can perform spot checks to make voltage readings, current readings, and other parameters such as power, power factor, etc. And consider that you can do this up to 25 feet away in complete safety via Bluetooth wireless. This allows you to remove cumbersome and hard to work in arc flash and protective equipment. The View Attached Signals button brings up oscilloscope features where you can see waveforms and harmonics in real time. We have a single phase set up here. Let's view the voltage and current waveform. And I can select phasor diagram view. This is just a single phase voltage and current vector, harmonic spectrum, and harmonic table. Now the oscilloscope view is static. It's a one-shot until you capture another waveform. But if you want to refresh the oscilloscope waveforms continuously, select the oscilloscope mode, and then every couple of seconds the waveforms will refresh like so. To review recorded data from a POWERSIGHT meter, the View Data section has three buttons to allow you to look at data logs and power studies from any POWERSIGHT meter. And these two additional buttons are to review power quality information, sags and swells and transients from the PS4500 Power Quality Analyzer. Let's look at a data log, and we'll pick this file here. These are files that have been previously recorded and downloaded to the PC. And this control screen allows you to select different signals to view, like so. You can move around and select different signals. Let's pick the current view, and here we have a recording over about 40 minutes of an elevator cycling on and off, and you can see very nicely the activity here of the current changes. And we have the average values for phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3 recorded over the time base. This is the time base, and the POWERSIGHT meters will record from any period from an hour up to months. The software has tools to allow you to zoom and expand and perform more detailed analysis. You can copy this screen immediately to the clipboard so you can print it or paste it into a document. You can also export the data immediately from the entire log file of all power parameters into Excel, like so. And you can see we have a table here of all of the recorded values in that data log. Let's go back to the control screen, and this time I'm going to select True Power. And what I'd like to show you in this particular screen is the ability of POWERSIGHT meters to record both positive flowing and negative flowing power. Let's take a look at energy consumption. And here is a plot of kilowatt hours accumulating over time. Of course, kilowatt hours goes down slightly every time the power goes negative here. Let's go back to the main screen and select View Consumption Data, and this time I want to look at stored waveforms. When the POWERSIGHT meters begin recording, they're going to save a set of voltage waveforms for you. They're going to save a set of those oscilloscopes we discussed previously as real-time measurements. And here you can see a plot of all the voltage and current values in 3-phase. And you can see a rather nice picture of the phasor diagram representation, the harmonic spectra, harmonic table, etc. So far, the features I've discussed are common to all POWERSIGHT meters. The data logger, the energy analyzer, and the power quality analyzer all perform real-time meter functions, allow you to mimic the front panel. They also have real-time oscilloscope views, and they will all log and record power parameters over time, perform data logging. When it comes to power quality, the PS4500 power quality analyzer has an additional set of analysis tools. Let's review a swell or a dip, a voltage sag that we've captured in a meter, and here's a very nice example of something turning on and creating a little sag here. And the POWERSIGHT PS4500 allows you to program triggers to capture sags and swells and transient. To view voltage spikes, transients or impulses, let's go back to the main screen, and we're going to select the View Transient Data button. I'm just going to pick an example of a transient captured by the power quality analyzer, the PS4500. And here we can see a nice example of a positive and negative going transient, and we can see that the duration is 8 microseconds and the peak voltage is 439 volts peak. After you have finished collecting data and you have downloaded data from your POWERSIGHT meter to your PC, it is very easy to create a final report to document the results of your power study using the Report Writer wizard. This wizard guides you through every step of the process to create a professional looking report in just a few mouse clicks and without a lot of tedious cutting and pasting. You begin your report by giving it a title, and then you can enter pertinent contact information. You can then select between two different types of reports. The summary report is created on a single log file. The comparison report, however, will take two different log files or two time periods within the same log file and automatically calculate the differences. This is very useful when you want to go back and verify the effects of any changes or alterations that you've made, such as rebalancing a panel, adding new circuits, new loads, and especially with energy savings projects where you need to go back and verify the kilowatt hours saved. We select the file of interest, and we can even narrow down the time frame over which the report is created. In this next screen I have the ability to turn on and turn off, edit out if you will, any graphs that I perhaps am not interested in presenting in this report. And I can turn off all graphs. I can include half-page graphs, full-page graphs. By entering a utility rate here, we can do a quick calculation of the energy costs. And this is a flat rate, so if you have a more complex rate, we recommend you export the data to Excel. When you're happy, click Finished, and you can see now the Report Writer wizard compiles the report and pastes in the various graphs. Let's take a look at the final output here. The report begins by first tabulating the minimum, maximum, and average values of the various power parameters that the POWERSIGHT meter has recorded. On page 2 here we can see power factor, we can see energy, kilowatt hours, and demand, peak demand. And then in the following pages you can see the graphs have been pasted in for you automatically. And we'll just go down and take a look at the final graph, which is the kilowatt hour energy graph. And here's a nice graph of kilowatt hours accumulated over time. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3 kilowatt hours, and the total kilowatt hours used over all three phases. And here's an example of the output of a comparison report. This comparison report was done on the same log file, but over two different time periods. You could select two entirely different files with which to perform a comparison. And as we go down through the report, we can see that the differences between the two time periods have been calculated, the before, the after. This type of report is very useful when you want to verify the effects of any changes or alterations you have made to panels or circuits or load changes, and especially for documenting and verifying the kilowatt hours saved after implementing any energy savings measures. This comparison report really does save a lot of tedious cutting and pasting and manual calculation.
For more information, please contact your T Equipment product specialist. Thank you.